got a 14-second delay. So, beginning of a new campaign. You guys have all arrived at Fort Takai. So, I'm just going to quickly read a small passage about where you are. You live in the land of Trinity, on the planet world of Gaia Terra. The land of Trinity is both beautiful and, for the moment at least, peaceful. I can hear myself in L's.
I can't hear it, the echo.
Oh,
I think
hang
that's
on.
just the buzzing coming from Els.
I also have no echo.
Do you have your
Okay.
stream open?
That could be it, but it should be delayed.
I'm gonna mute myself, so.
Yeah, everything I think that I can see is delayed. I'm not getting it now. Okay, try it again. So, you're in the land of Trinity on the planet world of Gaia Terra. The land of Trinity is both beautiful and, for the moment at least, peaceful. Gaia has 4 distinct environmental bands. The top of the planet, a huge bountiful ocean that caps the planet. The ocean is bristling with trade ships and patrol vessels. However, you shouldn't stray too far from the shores of Trinity or the Burrows, otherwise known as the Shadowlands, as there are creatures that don't take too kindly to be being disturbed. On the coast you will find Minerva, the capital of Trinity, and the Enchanted Docks, the capital of Burrows, the Shadowlands. With beautiful fertile lands, massive woodlands, and fields far beyond the horizon. This is by far the most prosperous and wealthy sort of biodome of Gaia Terra. As you get to the lower lands, things turn a little bit more arid. When you're coming through Histestus and Athensis, you're still getting beautiful crops of wheat and barley, and it's where you'll find great orchards, but more of the wine and the more, shall we say, timid plants tend to be further north. Going further south into Histestus, you start to become more arid lands. The rains and winds of the ocean don't carry all the nutrients. Crops stick close to mountain reaches and where the rain's able to condense and fall down into rivers and valleys. Otherwise, it is a very desolate place. As you get even lower still, it turns into a desert. This is where most of the poor people come from. Slavery generally is forbidden in most of Trinity. However, a blind eye is taken at this point because the law doesn't always reach as far south as it should. Lower still, and you will find an area known as the Abyss. No one bar the original Trinity, for which the entire empire is named, ever ventured and has returned. There are no seasons. There is no sunlight. It is just darkness and horrors. Both Trinity and the Burrows are reeling from a war. Though it is nearly 1,000 years ago, it is still fresh in the minds of many, and some do harbour some prejudice, but these are the few. Most of them have bonded over their mutual losses and the toll that the war took on both empires, and most of them have now integrated quite well. Trinity having taken the province of Helion in the fight and have managed to reclaim it, there's an awful lot of sort of multiculturalism in that region, which is starting to spread around the continent as a whole. Trinity is flanked on both borders by a massive set of mountain ranges, with the aforementioned Burrows, or Shadowlands as they prefer to be called, on the right, flanked with the Razorback Ridge and others. And then to the left there's the Freelands, the Immortal Wood, the Ever-Living Forest, the Moving Forest. It goes by many names. This is a land that is guarded by elves and is not easily traversed, and most do not come out alive who venture without authorization. The Burrows, or Shadowlands, are home to many races, just like Trinity. However, they tend to lead more to the darker side, both figuratively and literally. Drow, goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, Duergar. whilst Trinity is more of the lighter side, with you getting your humans, your elves, your dwarves, humans, your elves, and however you do get the occasional tiefling, things like that, especially again along Helion and along the coastal regions. No state is racist. There are interlingers of both. Obviously, as I said, there are grievances and there were wars fought before the amalgamation of Trinity and the Shadowlands. The Shadowlands are currently, as you well know, are headed up by a alliance between Duergar and Drow. The Trinity is a alliance of elf, human, and dwarf. The current reigning king and queen are of elf and human descendants, which some dwarves have taken a disliking to. However, the empire remains. The original Trinity were a group of commanders during the last war that were also royalty. An elven prince, a human princess, and a dwarven prince. Legend tells that they received a vision whilst on the battlefield. They then met up at a battle camp just outside Vexmerg, where they decided to enact their vision. The rest is a mystery. All we know is that they went into the abyss, came out bloodied, broken, but with the everlasting flame. The flame was contained in a large vessel, opaque, but you could definitely see something moving inside. The jar contained a large phoenix made entirely of flame. It rose out and burned the armies of the Shadow Empire. However, as Trinity tried to press its advantage and, sweep aside the armies of the Shadow Empire, the Phoenix turned on them. And as such, it became a balancing force. This Phoenix, and the name it was given, the Everlasting Flame, has ever since been an emblem of peace and the mutual sort of annihilation that is prevalent with this such power. That if one nation was to turn, the Phoenix would probably strike out, as it has done in any time since. The same with the Shadow. Whilst it is housed in the Trinity, it is, greeted and, thinking of the right word here, respected by both. Only once peace had been reached did the Phoenix return to its flame-like state, and, as I said, has been on show in the Castles of Trinity in Minertha, in the capital. Today, you guys have arrived at a celebration in Fort Kai, and that is where we will pick up the campaign.
Is it still the Festival of Fish?
It is indeed still the Festival of Fish.
Neat.
So I will move you on to
The first of many.
Indeed.
It's exciting. Bless you.
Thanks.
Wait for that to kick in. There we go. So you arrive at a tavern. At least you will do when I move you over to it. There we go.
I hope I have the right screen open.
So, you've arrived at a tavern in the middle of this great celebration. Fort Kai is a bustling place, something that was heavily fortified and greatly used in the last war. However, as times have moved on and peace has come about, and with Feathersfall being the new sort of border fort, it's in a dip in years, but is still one of the main prominent places to go during the Festival of Fish. So, you guys are at the bar. What are you doing?
Probably sitting down and enjoying a nice meal. With most likely fish. I'm assuming so you're saying we're at the bar, so you're saying we're just all at these tables.
You guys all just happen to be at this particular tavern, which we will call the Scaly Inn.
Scaly Inn.
So, Festival of Fish, big money-making opportunity for all the aspiring bards. Frankie's probably doing a very poor job trying to network, like meandering around the tables, trying to see anyone that might have been performing or has an instrument with them. And it's just trying to, make acquaintances with people in general. Anyone that maybe has an instrument, he'll pull out his guitar like, oh, hey, I got one of these two. You wanna play? But judging from the maybe the quietness of the bar, it's not going too well, and people maybe aren't quite as interested as I am.
Yellow Sundray is having a deep conversation with Peter whilst they admire the various deer heads that are mounted upon the wall, as they both love a bit of taxidermy.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay,
We'll just start watching.
would you
Frankie
also
Birch
like
run around.
to describe your characters?
Absolutely. Frankie is a human. They have orange, wispy, tufted hair that just kind of points up on its end. The most obvious thing about their appearance is a mostly red and like a outline of blue lightning bolt, badly plastered across their forehead with what looks to be eyeshadow, maybe somewhat crude, cheap, maybe even homemade eyeshadow. Other than that, pretty simple clothes for what you'd think would be quite an eccentric person, like that kind of granddad polo shirt, that kind of thing that's like tufty and stained. Once was like a nice maybe magnolia or cream, but now it's just a nasty patchy beige mess. Um, but you do notice there are some quite interesting shoes, or what would have once been very sturdy, hardy farm boots have been plastered with lightning bolts, which match the lightning bolt on the headstock of the guitar he is taunting.
Sounds fabulous.
Kraz is a grey-skinned half-orc, sitting at the chair. He sort of dwarfs it quite a bit in a 7-foot frame. He's dressed in fairly standard, very worn trousers with just a loose shirt over him, but you can tell he doesn't really sit comfortably in it. He come at first glance, he appears quite intimidating with the tusks and the bit of a scowl on his face, but the moment you look in a bit longer, as you see him looking around, you can sort of tell he doesn't seem to have any ill intent. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. Oh, and a very large great axe strapped to his back.
Okay.
Yellow Sundray is a half-elf druid. She has almond amber eyes, and she has like dark grey gunmetal hair. She dresses quite eccentrically, so she'll wear a top made out of bird feathers, like a little crop top made out of yellow canary feathers or whatever bits and bobs she can find lying about. She's very easy to approach and very bubbly and always in a very excited mood. Yeah, that's Yellow Sundry.
Peter is a half elf. I've said that he's 6'1" in height and is a healthy, slender build. He has swept back dark brown hair with ever so slightly greying sideburns, piercing blue eyes, a hawk-like nose, and prominent cheekbones, which are his most notable feature. His skin is very pale, and his hands, though dainty, are rather worn. He has long fingers belonging to an artist of some kind. There is some scarring on his hands and fingertips. He is in relatively good health, but he is not averse to a good smoke sometimes. He also carries, he has a really long maroon coat, a white tailored shirt with very puffy sleeves. And although he kind of looks like someone who is trying very hard to dress very nicely, you can't help but notice that sometimes his shirt is perhaps untucked or his shoes are a little bit scuffed.
Okay. So, all of you have been introduced, I believe. So, what are you doing?
Seeing as how my business networking is not going quite as well as I anticipated, I'd probably spot this lovely feathery lady, and I would approach said feathery lady and her companion.
Hi there, friend.
Hi, sorry. I hope I'm not being too rude. I've just noticed your feathers. They're beautiful. I had a close mate, a musical partner, my muse. She was always adorned in feathers, and you've made me blissfully nostalgic. Can I buy you a drink?
Ah, yes, please. I would enjoy some house vino, please. And
I'll
as
get
for
a
the
bottle.
feathers, I gathered them myself.
Beautiful. A bottle for the table, I assume. Gesturing
Yes,
towards
let's
Peter.
all share.
Wait, is Peter sat with you, right?
Yes.
Okay,
This
wonderful.
is my friend Peter.
Hi, Peter. Nice to meet you. And I'd very daintily I offer my hand to be shook to Peter. I've been
You are
snubbed.
rejected.
I sulk
Oh,
away
you're
to the
muted.
Sorry,
bar.
my dear friend Peter can be shy at times. I'm Alessandro.
I'll just coyly nod and slink away to the bar to go and collect a bottle of wine to share. Uh, anyone doing anything while I do that, or?
Graz has just been watching the eccentrically appearanced Frankie Birch attempt to network and then go over to this table and is just sort of taking things in at the moment.
Cool.
Quite
Oh, Peter, look
interested
at
by
that
this
guy over
colourful
there
character.
watching us.
I approach the bar and await the accent of the barkeep.
Okay, so you approach the bar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what can I do you for?
Hi there, sir. Could I please get a bottle of wine for me and my friends?
Alright, what wine do you want?
I'm gonna look over at Yelisandra and try and guess if she wants white or red.
She mouths the
Red,
word
please.
red.
Red? Alright. What type do you want?
Cheap and cheerful, please, Squire.
Alright, house wine it is. He kind of like comes back in a bit. He goes, puts it on the table, on the bar in front of you, and says, "Alright, that'll be 5 copper, please."
Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. And I will pay him exactly 5 copper.
Alright, thank you.
I scuttle away. Did you two already have glasses?
We did, yes. We can just refill our current glasses.
Wonderful. So what brings you to town?
Well, we're just here for the fish festival, really.
Yeah.
We're really into fish, and we just heard that the fish are of a greater quality and quantity in this area, so
Yellow
Okay.
Sanji and myself are from Jazero, who also do a wonderful fish festival, but we hear that the one up here is way more exciting, so we thought we'd, have a little treat and come up here this year.
Excellent. Wonderful to see you in town. Has it met your expectations so far?
Oh, certainly. We've
yes.
had great fun, haven't we?
Yeah, we've seen all the fish.
So are you fishermen or you just enjoy eating fish or looking at fish?
Well, I suppose coming from Jazero, which is a port town, it's just it's quite natural to us, isn't it?
Yeah, I like to smile and wave at fish.
Yelly is
Oh.
very good at talking to fish.
I like to converse with them.
Can I try and gauge whether or not I think she means talk to fish legit or talk to fish as in, not legit, just talk like how I talk to my tortoise?
Make an insight check.
Where's my
Let's roll with the
buttons?
campaign.
Heck,
Nice.
quality.
Not really sure. You're a bit confused by the whole thing.
I wink and grin.
Oh, okay. Do fish have much to say?
They just tell me about their pastimes, blowing bubbles, chasing each other's tails, getting up to no good.
Oh, wonderful. Do you ever share
Smile.
your experiences with them, or is it a very one-way conversation?
It's usually a one-way conversation, but from
Right.
my behalf, I tell them a lot about my life, and they normally just listen.
Beautiful. Well, I hope that's very therapeutic for you. I say
It's
very
very
dubiously.
Just at this point, Kraz is just gonna very meagerly walk up and try and like tap Frankie on the shoulder.
Oh, hi. Oh, Christ! Oh,
Sorry. I know.
um,
I think I've seen
Oh,
you
what a large
around.
man!
Yeah.
please, I stand up and I offer my chair, and I
No.
quietly, I go and get a different chair while like quietly composing myself and just taking a breath.
Kraz,
Yes, sir.
wait
May
for
I
Frankie
touch
to
your
come back.
glistening pecs?
I guess. I'm wearing a shirt.
Great.
Like there is a shirt over them, but yeah.
Oh, I was just going off the token. Sorry,
Yeah, the token doesn't represent
the
it
token's
currently.
nude. So yeah.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
make a
thank
new
you, sir.
token for every time he wears a shirt.
Please, join us, friend. And I just like I pour some wine into your cup, regardless of what's currently in there, while my hands like furiously shaking and the wine's just sloshing around everywhere.
Kraz looks as comfortable as he can be at the moment, but it just sort of addresses Frankie. Goes, I think I've seen you around some towns before playing music, and
Oh,
I'm just in town on a job, but they're staying for the festival and they don't really want me with them at the moment.
so you're here for the fish as well?
Yeah.
Can you talk to fish?
No?
No.
Can you?
No. I was starting to think it was a common occurrence, but thanks for reassuring me that people can't talk to fish, because that would be ridiculous.
Hey, fish
Sorry.
are friends.
Sorry. So what work are you here for?
Just escorting a throwing off fishing ship across,
Oh,
but they're
escorting a fishing ship.
some bodyguarding work. You know,
Oh,
the appearance makes it
I thought you
easy.
meant the fishing ship was paying you for company.
No.
Never mind. We come from different worlds, friend. Bodyguarding. What is that?
So to speak. You know, deterring any unruly others on the waters and making sure that no one sneaks aboard, that kind of thing.
Specifically for the festival?
Yes, they've come over here to deliver their fish for the festival, so they just wanted a bit of extra, I suppose, muscle or face to give them a bit more reassurance.
That seems sensible.
Yeah.
Did you get any of the exciting fish that they were delivering?
I did not, unfortunately. They
Oh,
are
that's a
strictly for the
shame.
festival. No,
I'm sure we can go pick you some up tomorrow.
Yeah, they should have thrown you in a bonus fish. I'm Alessandro, by the way.
Oh,
And I pump Kraz's hand excitedly.
lovely to meet you. My name's Kraz.
Hi, Kraz.
And I'm Peter.
And I'm Frankie.
Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. But yeah, I was just wondering, because obviously they're here for the festival and they're not really going to need me until they're heading back in a couple of weeks' time or so. If, you know, we just keep each other company for the time being. I don't really know anyone around here.
Well, you know us.
Sure.
It'd be a pleasure to have you around.
Thank you. You seem like approachable people. A lot of people are deterred.
Good heavens, what by? Drink.
Insight check. oh, you know, just the appearance can be a bit intimidating to some.
Frankie would instinctively lean forward to like jokingly squeeze your massive like biceps, and then realizes that's totally not appropriate, and then just slumps back down again, like, yep, sure.
Well, I've already traced the circle around his pecs, so it's totally fine.
This is true.
Okay, so you guys have got acquainted. You're having a drink.
I would like some bread. Anyone fancy some bread?
Yes, I
That sounds like a
enjoy. I'm
fabulous
partial
idea.
to a bread.
Both metaphorically breaking bread, but also actually I am starving. So I'm gonna go ask if they have any bread. One sec. Excuse me.
Yep.
Wine's lovely, by the way. Thank you very much. Do you have?
I mean, it's
any,
shit, but what?
do you have any? Can I trouble you for some bread to share with my friends?
Yeah. I mean, how much you looking for? A loaf? What do you want?
Yeah,
Like,
just a loaf.
do you want a town? Do you want a farmhouse? Do you want a tavern? Do you want a tin? Like,
What, a tinned loaf? Is that
yeah, a
Um,
tin.
the kind? How much is your best bread? The nicest bread to eat on its own.
It's like 2 silver.
Christ, how much is your second nicest bread?
It's like, what? How much have you got?
Well, here's an idea. I'll play a song for your guest in exchange for bread.
Here's an idea. You give me money, I give you, bread. That sounds way better.
I'm gonna scramble around inside my pockets and pull out this this many copper. It didn't come up. It was a 5 copper.
Okay. Go. Alright, a tin it is then. Alright, hang on. And he goes, you hear him kind of like go off into the back room and you hear a bit of banging and clattering and he goes back out. It's like, do you want a tin with it?
Is butter complimentary?
Fuck it, sure.
Thank you so much, sir.
Alright, and he kind of gives you like, takes the bread out of the tin, which is the reason it's called a tin. Puts it on that because it's literally baked in a small tin. Puts it in that, puts a slab of butter next to it, and gives you a knife and just like jams it into the board and is like, alright, there you go.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Sorry, what was your name, chap?
Travaskin.
Thanks. And then awkwardly just walks away, unable to pronounce the name.
No problem.
Hi, chaps. Got some bread for you all.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, kind
Sure.
friend.
Where have you gone?
Sorry, I fell inside of Yelissandra temporarily.
I see.
Clumsy.
That's okay. Many
That's
people
a
seem to do
different
that.
kind of campaign.
That was not what Dave prepped.
So, any interesting tales of bodyguarding fish ships that you want to share with us for the next couple hours?
They're not that interesting. It's often very quiet work.
Go on. I bet you got some great stories to
You
tell.
must have met some wild characters.
Go on, Muscles. I mean, Kraz. Tell us.
Maybe
Take
after
your
a few
shirt
more
off and
drinks.
tell us.
I top up Kraz eagerly.
Crush shifts his seat a little bit further away, debating whether or not he chose the right companions. And then he's going to quickly change the subject. Go, Frankie, you didn't have to buy that for us. I saw you already bought wine, and I'll hand him a silver in
Heck.
compensation.
No. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I do just well as a successful musician here at the Fish Festival.
Kraz will not pick that back up.
Sneakily put it in my pocket when he's not looking. Desperate
Give
for
me a
money.
sleight of hand check.
Oh no! Sleight of hand. Ta-da! Ooh.
What's your
Is my
passive?
That is my passive
So
perception.
you do just notice that you
I'm-
see something and then the coin's not there and you're like, okay.
Kraz will pretend he didn't say anything.
Was that a magpie?
What? This Kraz just scratching his neck, looking at the ceiling for a second while it happens. The politest group.
So after a couple of hours of you guys getting to know each other and tales etc. are shared, barman comes over and is like, so any of you guys looking for some work?
Yeah, I've got
Kind?
Yeah, actually.
time to burn.
I mean, we got kind of carried away with the whole bread and wine and fish thing, but thinking about it, yeah, we could really do with some work.
Alright,
I'll
not-
check my diary of successful musician gigs.
Yeah, look. Not here for your life story. You in for some work?
Yep.
Cool. Alright, look. So, and he kind of looks at Kraz, like eyeing him up and down, and just goes, so you with this lot, yeah?
I am at the moment.
Alright, cool. I've got a bit of a problem. This tavern wasn't always here. And before it, I don't know, some rich prick had it. And he had a bit of an underground situation. And what we use as a cellar keeps on getting broken into. It looks like they put up a false wall and, well, whoever's got in's got into it. We keep on losing barrels and other supplies.
It's awful.
That
So
sounds...
you'd like us to go down, find the wall, and patch it up, or just find who's behind it?
I mean, if you know if I can build it, do it for free, great. But I mean, to be honest with you, I just want to know who's doing it, stop them, and that'll be it.
Sure, we can do that. Do you have any idea how many people it is, or?
No,
are they
I
shifting
don't
out
even
the
know that they're
argument?
going, except for that they're not there.
Oh. Okay. Are they taking large amounts at a time, or just the odd barrel, or?
It varies, you know.
Sure, I'm willing to help. I can't speak for my newly found colleagues.
Yeah, I quite enjoy a puzzle from time to time. I guess we could find out the case of the missing barrels.
Yes, I quite
Sounds
like
like
going down to the cellar and drinking the wine for free. I mean, helping out. So let's go.
Do you actually say that?
Yes.
Joe up, it's alright, don't worry about it, it's fine.
Cross will just step in and say, I
No, no,
will
no, no,
keep
no,
her
no.
in line. Don't worry, she's just joking. And
She's
I yell
always
at Sandra.
joking.
I'm such a joker, sir. Sorry. We'll help you find the culprit.
He's really not sure now.
I'll say to the bartender, why don't you come down with us and we'll take stock of what's in there, and if any more is missing, we'll compensate it after.
I haven't got time for the barn around, like. Oh, fuck it. Right, look. I'll give you 5 gold if you manage to find what was there. If you manage to find the culprits, I'll give you another 5 gold, alright?
Sounds like a deal.
Yeah,
Let's do
very
it.
generous of you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
I know. Good.
Show us the way.
Alright, and you can just see in the just behind the bar that there is
No.
what appears to be some form of cellar.
Look at this conveniently placed cellar. Let us walk down.
What does the barman look like, by the way?
As much as they are normal, a normal human. Old, say he's 50s, maybe a bit older. Definitely has done some hard work and graft in his time. You would say stressed, I suppose. I mean, give me an insight check.
Ooh. A number that's more than 1. All right.
Yeah. He looks like pretty tired and stressed out by the whole thing. He just really wants it to be over. He doesn't really want to be hunting down things. You know, that's not what he signed up to do. He's a barman, he owns a tavern, and he's just trying to keep his supplies.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Alright,
go.
now, coming down for if there's like bad stuff down there, alright?
Of course.
So you're on your own, you get that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You make it sound like it's going to be extremely dangerous.
I don't know what's down there. I mean, I only know the other day that there's stuff missing.
Okay. All right. We'll have a look, and if it's too much, we'll come back.
Oh, we get paid when the job's done, not like, you know, after.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, you get paid after. Sorry, that wasn't very clear.
Yep. Business as usual.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, give me a moment as I, like, unlock it. And you can see, like, he goes and reaches, goes into the back room, comes back with a set of keys. And he's just trying to make, you can see, like, takes him a little while to open up the cellar. He's trying to, like, hide from you which key he's using as he tries to do it.
Mm-hmm. And look away out of common courtesy.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Du-du-du-du-du-du.
Do you need a hand with that lock, mate? Or are you okay?
No, I got it. I got it. It's this one. It's this one. It's definitely this one. Alright, might be this one. No. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. Yeah.
It's just one key on a key ring.
No, it's two, but he keeps flipping it around and going back to the original one.
Like a USB. But
It's after
Very turns
about
out.
sort of like a good 10-15 minutes, at which point you're like, what is taking him so long? You just hear,
The door's not-
just sat
fuck's
down in the corner
sake.
playing blackjack
And-
with each other, just
and-
like, okay.
And you guys noticed that it was unlocked the whole time.
Yep,
He'd just
I can call
been
it.
trying to work out why it wasn't unlocking, and there's a really good reason for it.
I think that like 7 minutes in, Kraz would have just leaned on the door and it would have just flung open.
So obviously this is a trapdoor because it's for a cellar.
Mhm.
So I will bring you guys down onto 2 seconds.
Oof.
Ooh, let's undo that. Wrong layer, that is why.
Silly day.
So that guy's pulling you. There we go. Shift. Bam. So down to there, you guys can now see where the trapdoor is leading down. And as you guys do manage to make your way down into the cellar,
This is what we see.
it's indeed what you see.
I
Now
presume
this
it's
is
all,
where it's going to be interesting as to whether or not this has worked.
I presume it's going to be lit up, right? Oh. I see darkness. It's just black.
Here we go again.
Everything is black.
Come on, dark vision work.
What's your dark vision, please, Kraz?
Probably 60. 60. I found myself, but there we go.
So just bear me a second. Kraz has 60, Frankie has none, Delisandra has 60, Peter has 60.
Really quick.
Yep.
Am I supposed to be able to see all the way up to here?
2
At the top
seconds.
right.
Probably not. Probably not is the honest answer.
Cool.
Sake.
Is it just me, or is this place looking a little familiar?
Maybe.
That old
Maybe
chestnut.
not.
Maybe. I look around for spiders.
No, there's none here. Don't worry.
I mean,
Around
I can
me.
just still see pitch blackness.
No, that's all you will be able to see for the moment. Bear me 2 seconds.
He's got no lights in his cellar. That bastard.
It's almost like you'd come down with a torch or something.
Alexa, turn on cellar lights.
Very glad my sound doesn't
Um,
play out on my,
This is kind of
out on my
annoying.
speakers.
Okay, go just refresh the streams one because you can see yourself, but you can't seem to see anything else. No, you can see all the way down, so I don't know why that's
I can
not.
see everything.
Okay, well that's kind of dumb. Don't know why that's not working. So in which case, I'm just going to undo all the hard work I did a moment or two ago.
Nice. Hey,
Yay!
there we go.
It's the reason why I do not like dynamic lighting. So, you guys have arrived down here, and there are in the corners here there are like barrels and things like that, and you have to use a bit of your imagination. I would normally just use like black squares or something so you can't see it if it was real life. This is why dynamic lighting is so useful. But this is effectively, you're down in the cellar system.
Hmm.
So I would say if you guys could zoom in quite close, then you can only see a little bit further away than where you are.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yep.
thinking. You could still just use black squares.
Yeah, I could. It just makes it like look really
Yeah,
messy
more of a
now,
pain.
especially as it's been H2 dynamic lighting. But never mind. Oh, it's your great axe. I wonder why your character looked weird. Okay, so you guys are down in the tavern. Let me turn that off because you're no longer there. So,
Would Peter be clutching that beautiful holy symbol, or is that simply splash art flavor?
That is art flavor.
Okay. Is anyone holding anything in particular?
An axe.
Excuse me, Kraz. Could I can't see very well, and you can tell that by the way that I'm like walking like a mummy with my hands outstretched.
I'll just put my
Could you
hand on your
please
shoulder.
come here and can I make make your axe light up, good sir?
You can do that. Sure. I'll
I
just.
can. Sorry, I should have introduced myself. I kind of can do a little bit of. I don't know if you'd call it magic.
If you
Sorry,
can make
sorry.
my axe glow with light, my axe
I
glow with
can.
light, I'd call it magic.
Okay, sure. Well, we'll call it magic. But so what it seems to be is my grandfather's guitar, and I gestured towards the instrument on my back. It's since I've been learning this, certain powers, abilities. Did you know little? I think it's mundane to be honest, but I can do a couple little like tricks and things. One of which is making things light up, which will help me because I can't see. But you guys seem to be totally okay in this pitch black room, so I assume you can see. So
Yeah, it's
can I
just
make
great.
your axe glow?
Sure, I will pass him the handle.
I'm just gonna
The grip.
just dig into my pocket, and if you can see, you see that I pull a little bit of like looks like moss, but it's lighting up. And I'm just gonna like feel my. It's gonna get a bit fan fiction. I'm gonna feel my way along the shaft that you've presented me, get to the tip, and then just rub the moss all around the head of your weapon, and mutter a few words, and I say, "Kraz, what's your favorite color?"
Do children listen to this stream?
Blue.
don't think
And
anymore.
Your axe is now glowing a nice light blue color in a 20-foot radius, and then
Looks
dimmed
like-
for an extra 20.
Looks like magic to me.
Beautiful. I smirk, do a little curtsy, and put the moss back in my pocket.
Why are you carrying moss?
Your axe is glowing, and that's your issue.
I mean, I've seen magic, but
the moss helps me. It channels the energy.
ah,
I need a catalyst for the things that are inside me need to come out, and the moss helps.
we really need to work on your phrasing.
Just to clarify, Frankie is like extremely asexual, and anything he does that is sexual is total coincidence. But there may be a lot of it for my own personal amusement.
Oh man, that's gonna be my excuse.
So, what are you guys doing?
Looking for a false panel.
Okay, so when you guys go back to that thing, so here you can see that like it's been broken through, that he's at least managed to be able to discover this the room up ahead, and the room to the right there, that seems to just be blocked up, unable to gain access down to it for whatever reason.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna turn to the group and say he made it out to seem like this could be dangerous. Can
Wait, Kraz, no, wait. Is that don't stand there. Can we check for
I'm not going
footprints
through.
or
I'm just talking.
you've moved? You've gone. You've
Oh,
approached the door.
apologies. I'll
Now-
walk back.
Now I'm gonna have to look at your feet and then look just to make sure that we have to. What's the word? Nullify your false positives in the.
Ah,
I'm not a tracker. I'll be honest with you. This isn't my expertise. Could someone
Then
else help?
why?
I don't know what to do.
I was just gonna say the barkeep made it sound like this could be dangerous. Can any of you fight?
Um.
Well,
I mean,
Ah.
I am level 1.
That's not a thing. You're in game. You do not have levels in game.
You are
So
level-
I'll just reiterate that this is a real world, okay?
Mhm.
So like, you do not have levels. You
Also-
are
Say
whatever
that
you
in
are.
reality as well.
Also, I'm fairly certain this is level 0 of the building. Like the level we were just on would have been 1, and then upstairs would have been 2.
True.
Yeah.
Is this the British flooring system or the American one?
Well, you can't have level underground really, so this is level 0.
level 0.
To answer your question, Kraz, I've never been in a fight. However, I am very good at picking up angry chickens. That is my most violent activity I've ever engaged in.
Chickens can be quite vicious.
True.
Yeah.
Peter?
Scratchy
If it's an
toenail.
angry chicken stealing the booze, I've got this.
Peter, can you fight?
I mean, I once got into a bit of a fight with my ex-girlfriend's lover. That's about it.
How did that go for you?
Not very well. A week later, it turned out they'd eloped.
But how did the fight go?
Again, I don't remember much about it.
Not a good sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
once
will.
had a fight with a fish because I told him my life story and he didn't reply. So
Do
thought
they
it was
normally
really rude.
reply?
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, correct.
I share. I look at Kraz and go, "Yep, I know. I don't speak to fish. I don't understand."
Okay. So in that case, then, if there's a fight, I guess stay back.
Big man, I think you should go first.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna run in here and take on 6 people if none of you can fight. Like I am, as you say, big man, but there are limits.
You're a qualified fish bodyguard. You've got this.
I walk through the panel. What does
Wait,
this
I
room
can't.
look like?
You've got the light. I can't see.
Yep. What does this room look like, Mr. God?
It looks pretty similar to the others. You can see that there's some like sort of. Is Sirenscape stopped, or is it just very quiet?
It's very
No,
quiet.
it's still going.
Okay, cool. I think it's because I've turned mine down because of the other one, and I'm now not used to that level.
Nah,
I
there
could
are
either
those
hear
sewer
Sirenscape
noises.
or someone's quietly munching a packet of crisps.
Nah,
I think that's a
Sirenscape.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear dripping and a slight whistling wind.
Bloop. You might turn it up.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Please continue, Mr. God.
Okay, so you can see the sort of like marks. I'll put a quick drawing. Like there's definitely drag marks coming around into that sort of area. That's on the wrong level, so you're not going to be able to see that.
I was gonna say, I don't know what you're drawing.
And that is a box. Why have you done that to me?
Selected freehand.
Yep. So going in that sort of direction, you can see that there are like drag marks.
Well, as Frankie said, I'm no tracker, but looks like someone's been taking something this way.
Are they big track marks?
They're
It's
drag
I presume like a
marks.
barrel being dragged. Something like that.
You could certainly have a look if you want to.
I mean,
Work
how
out.
wide does it look?
Make an
Like,
investigation check.
drag.
See how you.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's in
that's
Tim.
intimidation. I will re-roll it just for comedic effect. There we go.
Yes. You kind of like somebody who's doing the big box, small box dance. Like you sat there with your hands, and like as you look at one point, you're like, oh, that's really narrow, and then you get to another bit, you're like, oh, it's really wide, and so as you turn around to the other group, you're like, it's this, and you kind of like wave your hands in and out, big.
So they either drag through a wine bottle or 6 barrels.
While Kraz is focusing on the skid mark on the floor, I'm going to be looking any other signs of activity, like littering or footprints or just other signs that people have passed by, basically.
Give me an investigation check.
Awesome. Big number.
Yep.
You don't see anything. If through the mud and through the mud and the slime and bits of like moss and everything that have grown down here, you can't really make anything out.
Peter is also looking.
Nope, you can give him advantage on it, but I won't allow everybody to just look for the same thing over and over again to succeed. So you can help Frankie look, in which case he has advantage. You get to roll again.
Heck. Sure do.
Go on, Frankers.
It's better roll. With Peter able to help you and like point out a few things, and like you're like, oh yeah, and you notice that there's been like a few people come through. You can't quite tell how many. And yeah, Kraz was right. There's definitely been some barrels or like crates moved through.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you relay the information?
Is
Okay.
the barkeep with us, by the way, or is he just kind of...
Nope. He's gone
He
back
said he was
upstairs.
not coming down.
Understandable.
Let's
He's got a
continue.
bar to run, I guess.
Do the drag marks appear to go further on or up to the right?
They kind of seem to disappear as you get as you kind of come out, as it's no longer quite so damp and everything,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
which is odd because you can definitely hear some sort of like moving water.
I'm just gonna go this way. Just looking around, staying wary, making sure nothing's gonna jump out like a spider.
Okay.
I'm always staying 20 feet maximum behind Kraz, otherwise I won't be able to see.
Is this like actually just a bridge where we can see over to the water now?
Yep, you can. It's a bridge. You can
See what you
definitely
can see.
see over.
Anything in the water?
Nope. Just stop for a second. Just checking out people's passives.
Kraz, hang
Yep.
on a second. This is all very elaborate for a tavern basement. Are we all going to ignore the fact that there's a river and a bridge just in an underground world under the pub we happen to be drinking in?
That's a good point.
There's a labyrinth with a stream.
So what he'd said
Right.
before was that some posh prick had this before, and this one's all like filled in, and he had, as I said before, he'd broken through this kind of area and got through a reasonable bit to like back there, but that's about as much as he'd got, and then his stuff started to go missing.
Right, so we're assuming that the naughty previous owner of the building was using this for smuggling or moving things secretly, or...
Who knows?
I don't know.
I will voice my concern to the group that the kind of people that have created this might be dangerous, scary, nasty.
That's a good point.
Can we
Quite
please...
smart.
Possibility.
Maybe we should start being a bit more careful about our movements. I'm scared.
Hmm.
We should tread carefully.
Kraz,
If-
give me
if-
a perception check.
I was gonna say I'd like to look around and just look. Not very successfully.
You do see something moving in front of you, low down on the ground. You're not quite sure what it
no.
is.
Low down underground in front of
On
me.
the ground.
Ah, okay. We said underground. Apologies.
Sorry.
Something moving. I will gingerly approach it and say, something on the floor. Just careful. And just edge forwards and make
So,
sure there's nothing on the
It is
ceiling.
about this time
Mhm.
that Peter also notices something with your passive perception, moving on the floor in the darkness, slowly approaching.
Oh, it's actually approaching us.
No, from Peter's location.
From Peter's.
So Peter noticed something like, oh, wrong layer,
What can you just? Okay.
Behind us.
and you can see something that side.
Okay.
Peter will probably come into to those two and just whisper to them, guys, I can see something else moving over there, and just try and point in the general direction.
Is this thing coming towards me?
Yeah.
It is. Okay, well then I'm going to back up a little bit and say there is something approaching.
Okay,
need to
and at that
Roll.
point, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative, please, because you are now backed up onto the bridge.
Ooh.
Don't forget to click on your tokens, or you will have
Can I
more done.
roll something that is like above a 10?
Tom, our rolls today, probably. What is going on?
6, 1, 8, and 4.
I've had a 2 and a 1 recently. Before that was a 3.
The fuck is that? It's rats!
It is indeed rats.
That's not chicken.
Fucking rats! These are just like small chickens. Grab them.
Go on, Frankie.
Bad boys. Here, chick, 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 chick.
Okay.
It's a very creepy selection of rats right there.
It's really
Have their own
dramatic
theme
rat.
tune as well.
Hey, we're level 1. Everything's dramatic.
Rat music.
Okay, so Yelly, you're up. What are you doing?
Oh damn, I'm first.
What are you doing?
That was
No,
terrible.
I am going to do a I am going to do a
What are you doing?
frostbite on the rats.
Crossbow? Okay, sure.
Frostbite.
Frostbite. Okay. Cast
I'm
it.
gonna throw icy shards towards the rats. Take that, motherfuckers.
Okay, so they need to make a Constitution DC 14 save. Which one are you aiming at, by the way?
There's like 90 of them. I'm just throwing.
No,
them
no,
wildly
which
at the whole
swarm?
pack.
Which swarm?
Oh, I didn't even notice there were two sons. This one next to Peter.
Okay,
Because I'm always going guarding my busy Peter.
So they do not make that, so they take 1 cold damage.
And they have disadvantage.
Right.
Disadvantage on what?
On their next.
Okay, Shanna, can you just put this spell? If you should see a bit that says display VTT next to the spell.
Oh,
No, no.
That's me pressing the button by accident.
Okay, that one. Thank you.
There we go.
The next weapon attack. Okay,
Mhm.
that's fine. Okay, so
I believe I don't
Alessandra,
really
that
have
was
bonus action.
you do
Yeah.
indeed. I was gonna say that was your action. You got your bonus action. What are you doing?
Can always go
I
for
think
actions.
my bonus actions are a bit pony. It's just 2-weapon fighting.
Yep, nope. So you can't do anything with your bonus actions.
Not
So you've got
quite
your
yet.
movement. Are you going to do anything?
No, not yet.
Okay, Peter, you're up. What are you doing?
Just point my hand in the general direction of the ones that are in front of me and toll the dead them.
Okay. Nice. So wisdom 15. See how smart these rats are. Not very smart.
Quality rolls today by everyone.
Zero.
So you see a couple of the rats just go and like peel over to the side and just like the swarm's looking a bit thinner than it did before. Okay, that was your action. You still get bonus action, your movement. What are you doing?
I'm done.
Okay, Frank, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm going to point at the cluster of rats in front of me, across the bridge past Kraz.
Here? Yep.
Yep, and I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at them. So let's roll 2 hundreds and 31 and 8. So I call out, "You there, rats, with your face like a sour recipe." And that really
Good one.
upsets them.
And they look at you and are just like, what?
So
Well,
they don't need to understand me, only hear me. Apparently,
but they made
insults
their
are a
save.
universal
But they made
made
their
the
save.
language. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're like, what? We're sewer rats, mate. Come at us. Okay, so that was your action. You got your bonus action.
I just sulk, stand still, and wait for the big man to do the big man thing.
Okay, Kraz, you're up. You've just seen a couple of spells go off. Somebody say a really unfunny joke. What are you doing?
Briefly look over my shoulder, just confused at Frankie, and understand why he said he couldn't fight, and then run up and take a swing
Go for it.
with my great axe. Attack!
That definitely hits. That is a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
However,
Go on, Crazy boy.
however,
Slicing through them.
as you carve into them, this big hit, quite a few of them manage to scatter, and you're not quite able to connect as well as you thought you would have.
Definitely killed at least 2.
At least 2 rats, definitely at least 2.
That will be
Good
my
enough.
turn.
Okay. It is now the rat's turn. They are going to occupy the same space as Kraz.
Rats!
Where is it?
Rats.
There we go.
With,
So that way you can see that Kraz is surrounded by them.
Yeah.
And they're going to attack you. I won't give them flanking, even though it is a swarm, because like they're they're
we'd
acting
always
as
have
an
flanking, whatever
entity.
it is.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to attack once.
They miss! Poorly.
Ooh, okay. So they'll try to bite into you, but you're too busy like stomping them, and they're not quite able to get in. The second rat is now going to go for Peter. Again, moving into your.
I like to think they all like commune as like an outline of one big rat.
So they bite in, but I'm pretty sure 5 doesn't hit. So again, you're able to like use your shield and knock them away. That is their turn. So, Alessandra, you're up again. What are you doing?
I am going to get out my scimitar and use it to kind of swipe at the rats to pick them off of Peter.
So I will now
Well,
say you
not-
have disadvantage on the attack roll because you're trying to hit the rat without hitting Peter. So if
Okay.
you hold down shift when
Control.
you go to make control, when you go to make your attack roll, it will automatically do it at disadvantage.
Control. Well, I hold down control, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold down
left
control
click.
and click on it.
Oh yeah, it goes to a little minus.
There you go. So that's an 8, which unfortunately is not enough. In trying to like find your way through, like trying to pick your way through Peter's legs, and you're like, no, and you just can't quite hit any of them. So that's your action. Anything else you want to do?
I don't have any bonus action in this.
No. Okay. So you moving?
No. not really.
Okay. Peter, you're up. What are you doing?
Are they all touching me?
They are. Not
Can
all,
I-
but most of them. Yeah.
Can I then cast Inflict Wounds?
You can. You still have to try and grab them. Like that is
Oh.
you try. It's not like they're sat in your hand. They are running around you, attacking you. Like this is an angry swarm. It's not a placid swarm. So you still have an attack roll. I wouldn't get. I would No, I'm probably going to say this is a straight roll because you are still trying to touch enough of them to enact on the swarm. So go ahead, if you want to do it.
Yeah.
Egg.
That definitely does.
Yep, 16 to hit.
Yeah, I was like, that is a 16 to hit, not the damage, yeah. 13 necrotic. That certainly hurts them a lot. That is looking very thinned out right now.
It's just one rat.
It literally is basically just one rat. So that was your action.
Okay.
You got your bonus action and your movement. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm coming. No, that's
Okay,
it.
Frankie, you're up. What are
Sorry.
you doing?
I'm gonna call out to Kraz and just say, "You can do it, Kraz. You big strong boy, you, and you're inspired AF."
You're definitely taking 2 and taking the lower. That was weak. That was a weak ass inspiration. Roll 2 and take the lower.
Oh, do you want me to roll it for him now?
Yeah. And then he just adds that on.
1.
I mean, you're not going to get much lower than that, but you can add a 1.
Excellent. That's my bonus action, and for my action, I'm gonna sheepishly throw a dagger at the rats that he's standing in. So
That
this
would be
is-
a disadvantage, so hold down whatever it was, shift or control, and click on it.
Control, yeah. 7 more.
Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. As you go and fling it out, you just watch as Kraz kind of has a bit of a moment of panic and just like, what? And moves. That is actually a natural 1.
I was about to say, yeah, that is a nat 1. So I hit Kraz in the eye, yeah.
No, I need you to roll a d4 for me, please.
Excellent. 1d4. Here you go.
Okay, and then a d10.
Hello. It is I.
Yep.
A pizza. Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
So it does. So you watch as you fling this knife, and you're like, "Where the fuck did that go?" And you look down into your leg as you've just hit yourself for 8 piercing damage.
Oh my god!
Hey, Phil. How weak you looking?
I couldn't really put it into words.
So, anything else you want to do, Frank?
Oh my god! Oh, Frank.
You good? You gonna move? What are you doing?
I'm gonna, for the sake of roleplay, my foot's impaled into the bridge, right? Like
Yeah.
the knife's gone through my foot, and I'm kind of stuck. I'll use my movement to pull the dagger out.
Fair enough. I'll give you that as a free action. Use half your movement to pull the knife gingerly out of your foot. Okay, Kraz, you're up. What are you doing?
Kraz is just bewildered and we'll just take another swipe.
Okay,
I'll take 1 step back because I presume they can still hit me, so
they can indeed.
I will smack them.
That definitely hits. And
It's not
that
a crit.
it is not a crit. But that is looking very hurt swarm. Again, like a couple of rats trying to mingle around, a lot of dead rats. Again though, as you hit, it's not sinking in as much as you'd want it to.
Frankie, you handle chickens, don't throw knives. And oh, my turn.
Okay, the swarm will move back into your space and will attack you.
Fucking rats.
Does
Nope.
12 hit?
No, sir.
Nope. So you're able to kind of like pet off the rats and dust them off as they're kind of flicking onto you. That's their turn on that one, and then Peter, they're going to do the same. Again with the low rolls. So again, Peter's able to, with his shield, and his mace just knocking them off as they come in. That's the rat's turn. Well, that is not going up, that round counter, which is annoying. I'll fix that next time. Yalissandra, you're up. What are you doing?
How many ratties are left on Peter?
There's a fair few, but it's definitely getting thinner. Like, it's,
I thought
you
said
know,
it was 1.
I said it's like one. It can't be a swarm if
Oh,
it's one,
Okay.
can it?
Well, it will be eventually if we keep killing them.
True.
One massive rat.
Yeah.
I am going to bust out my scimitar to try and pick them off again.
Okay, go for it. So it's a disadvantage.
Control and roll.
Unfortunately, 5 is not enough. And again, as you're trying to stab those last few rats, you're just not quite able to connect with it. So anything else you'd like to do?
Do I at least kill one of them?
No, you don't hit any of them, I'm afraid.
Can I use a bonus action to kick at them?
Sure.
Then I'd kick at the rats.
You kick at the rats and they scurry away, but then just continue wrapping themselves around Peter. Peter, you're up. What are you doing?
Okay, bonus action, healing word Frankie.
Okay. So you You just see all of a sudden as Peter turns around, makes some arcane sigils in the sky, in the air, and then mutters some words. And Frankie, you are healed for 6 points.
I am very generous. I mean, no,
Generous.
grateful.
I am very generous.
Very, very generous.
I am so generous.
Oh.
Gracious, I think, is the word you're after. You're extremely grateful. Right. So that's your bonus action.
Out of spell slots. Can I toll the dead them again?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Okay, so you need to make a wisdom save. Oh, these rats this time, you see it kind of like boom, and they kind of just reverb with it instead of taking any damage. They look unaffected. Okay, that's your action, your bonus action. The only thing you left is your movement. You moving anywhere?
No.
Okay, Frankie, you're up. After feeling this like sort of rejuvenating force come from Peter, what are you doing?
With flanking, would I get advantage grappling or not? Can you even grapple?
Not a swarm. Not a swarm.
Okay.
Maybe you have a sack.
No, they're like swarms are literally
yeah.
immune to being
Yeah,
restrained in any way.
Okay. I'm gonna sheepishly hobble forward, leaving a little splattered pail of crimson on the bridge, and I'm gonna jab, hopefully, a rat and not my own foot with my rapier. So disadvantage, correct? Because
Indeed.
occupying Kraz. This one. Oh, I didn't go. Okay. Oh,
Nice.
wow.
That is actually enough to finally you manage to stab out the last remnants of this. Just like like somebody playing the knife game between their fingers, just like whack-a-mole with that, and you're able to dice up the last remaining mice.
I want
Rats.
a quick flurry of like jabbing motions, and I spear them on my rapier like building a kebab. A few tattered remains of rats on the end of my sword now.
Love it. Okay, so that was your action.
Yep. I will stay here. In fact, I'll prep myself kind of on like the side of the bridge just to give Kraz a chance to run past me.
So in my games, you can move through friendly players because they're your allies. So they can say coming through, and you would move aside because they are your ally.
You just can't end on the same square.
Sure. Yeah. I will. I'll pat Kraz on the. You're so huge, so not shoulder, like the elbow, and say that's how it's done, and then turn around and smile at the others.
Okay, Kraz, you're up. What are you doing?
Yeah, much better that than the daggers. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will take my disadvantage hit at the ones on Peter.
Go for it.
Okay, that also did it at disadvantage. I think. I mean, it wouldn't make a difference anyway.
It didn't, but
that is a natural one.
That is a natural one. Did you just roll me a D3?
1d3.
3, and then a D10. By some sheer fluke, you managed to hit the rats.
Quality.
One is always you, and then 2 and 3 I choose. So, so Peter, looking very frightened, all of a sudden you carve through, and that was just enough, literally enough, to destroy the last remnants of the rats on Peter.
Flashes Kraz a very scared smile.
Well, just
Thank you.
apologies.
All good, thank you.
Just better than another incident with dropping a knife.
Definitely.
I'm just gonna tear off a bit of the sleeve of my shirt and attempt to offer to bandage up Frankie's foot.
I sit on the handrail of the bridge and just cross my legs and dangle my injured foot sheepishly in front of Kraz awaiting medical aid.
I will kneel down and tie a makeshift bandage around it.
Aww.
I'm not ever going to acknowledge his help. I'm just going to turn and start talking to Peter. Peter,
Yeah.
that was incredible. What was that you did? I felt like I was about to die, and then suddenly I felt all fuzzy and warm and not dead. It was great.
Ah, just a little bit of cleric magic for you there.
That was amazing.
You're
Thank you
How are
so
you
much.
feeling? You feeling better?
Well, significantly better. Yeah, not not as good as I did before the slew of rats came everywhere. But and then I brandished my rat stick. This is definitely making me feel a lot better though, and I kind of swoosh it around, and then it's like splats of blood and it's dripping everywhere.
Okay, so you guys can fight a bit. Some of you more than others. Just looks at Frankie. Gets
Well, we
up
do
on
our
my knee.
best.
I'm just really proud of my rats on a stick, and I'm just like conducting like an invisible orchestra with it, just like waving it around.
Just careful where you swing it. And alright, well, I don't think it was the rat stealing barrels of wine. Is everyone alright to keep going?
Yes.
No one's too traumatized by the rats
let's
or flying
continue.
daggers?
Let's have a long rest first.
Alright,
Yeah.
8 hour nap
8
on the
hours.
bridge.
Wake up covered in 20 swarms of rats.
Please don't.
Right.
Wait, fish whisperer. Could you not have talked to these and made them chill the f out?
I mean, I could have, but that would have used the whole spell slot, and I need that in case something larger comes this way.
I see.
What's the spell slot?
What is this spell? slot you
It's
speak
just a
of?
thing in my mind that I use to know how much.
One
Ah.
unit of energy.
One unit.
So okay,
of-
so the
of
better way of describing this, as I said, is think thematically. So it's like you have so much at the moment capability or resources of magic. So it's like what you've prepared, etc. So you're like I only have so much like magical reserves, and I'm keeping them back for a more pressing moment or something like that.
Let's me rephrase that. So I only have so much magical reserves, and I'm keeping them for a more pressing moment.
Wow, you're magic too.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of mundane tricks, Kraz, that beautiful inspiring speech I gave you. Make sure you use my motivation within the next allotted period of time. Otherwise, you will forget how motivated you were.
It was very motivating. Kraz lies through his teeth.
Feel free to be motivated in anything you want to do in the next period of time, and you will have my musical blessing behind you.
Thanks. Just careful with the knives.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put the knife away, but I'm still swishing my rat stick around.
Kraz is mildly upset that everyone
Stop
else is
running away.
magical.
Kraz, I can't see. You can't. If you walk away, I can't see. Please stop.
So what are you guys doing? You pressing on?
Yeah, just taking a
Yes.
look as I go. Making sure there's nothing on the ceiling, more rats on the floor.
Give me a perception check.
Can do. Make that 11, please.
Are you going to use your...
I am indeed.
So, there doesn't appear to be anything on the ceiling more than the size of like your fist. You're pretty sure there's some probably big critters around, such as like the swarms of rats, but for the meantime, nothing seems to be paying you any mind. What you do notice though is that the tracks you've sort of been following now do curve down into
This way.
basically curve down into here.
Well, guys, I think we've found our destination.
Kraz, how do you know where to go? I'm seeing lots of other options, and you
Just
seem
looking
so...
at the floor.
We're just
There's
following
some
the
drag
trap.
marks on the floor.
Ah.
Let's
Look,
just follow
I'll
the big
point them
man,
out.
not question it.
I'm gonna whisper to Yellow Sandra. Wait, are we sharing the money evenly? Because I feel like I've not really earned my share.
Yes, but who doesn't realise that? So shh. And then I say, oh shit, our voice is echo. Shh.
Kraz doesn't pay attention. He's just. Is this like a door here?
It's like a small sort of like 2 foot drop, 2.5, 5 foot, max.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, can I lean my head over and take a look in the room first?
Yeah, sure. It looks pretty bad, but you can definitely see that the drag marks are continuing like into this room. Some of them go left, some of them go right.
Cool. I will climb down and then offer my hand to help others down.
Sure, mate. Give me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. As you first go down the sort of lichen and damp setting of this area, kind of you almost forget that, and you're like, oh, as you quickly take a good hold of it as you start to slip a bit. But you manage to recover, and you're able to help everyone down.
Yeah, put my axe on my back, off my hand, and say, "Watch out! It's a little slippery near the edge."
Okay, so Yelisandro, you're down next, yeah?
Piggyback.
Okay, and I need you guys to stop, please. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh joy! Do you want us to wait or just shoot?
Well, hang on, because that's actually done it properly this time, I think.
Nice, it has.
Yeah.
Fine, Peter.
I don't know why it doesn't do it before, but now it is, so cool.
Oh lord, what the fuck is
What
that?
the fuck is that?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, Kaz, what are you swearing at? I can't see round corners.
I mean, I'm not saying anything. Yeah, I'm trying to help people down. But I have a uncanny sense that there are some nasty things behind me.
Well,
God.
I can see some
Rats.
dragony people in yoga pants.
I don't think you can see some dragony people, I'll be honest, but sure.
Like rat people, or just grimy people.
Grimy people in yoga pants.
The worst kind.
Sounds like me.
Okay, Peter,
Drinking
you're up
places.
first this time. So you just hear, "Oi, you! Stop!" from the corner, and that's about all you hear. You can't see them.
I can't see them.
Nope.
Nah, not yet.
This is why I wish Dynamic Lighter was on, because you'd be able to actually see what you could see.
Can I? Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Sorry.
What are you doing?
Oh no, that's not what I wanted.
What are you doing?
I don't know. If I can't see them, there's not much I can do.
What are
You
you
can move.
doing? You got your action, your bonus action, your movement. What are you doing?
If I move here, can I see them?
I'd say no, probably you'd have to jump down in order to be able to clearly see them.
Okay. Can I jump down then?
Yep,
Cruise
I
is
need you to
still,
make it.
like,
Yeah, you're helping, so she can he
Yeah.
could leap off your palms. But I need you to give me an acrobatics check, please.
Is that an advantage because of the help, or just
No,
she's able
because
to do that?
she's literally he is literally running, leaping off
Mhm.
your palms to leap down. 16's good enough. You kind of like full superhero landing, just as you rise up. You can now see the two people in front of you. What are you doing? Come on, what are you doing?
I will tell this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that gone? Oh. Oh shit! No, sorry. I pressed yes.
What do you mean?
Ah.
That went through. That's fine.
Well, yeah, but she needs to roll a d8, not a d12. So they haven't taken damage.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fine.
presume it prompts you when.
I'll just take 4 off that. It's fine. So that's 7. Okay, and they need to make a wisdom saving throw, which they do not make, so they do take the full 7 damage. So already looking
Which
pretty hurt.
Which one did you hit?
This one.
That one.
That
Cool.
one. And
That's your action, your movement. What are you doing? No, that's all of your movement to get to there.
is that all my movement? Oh,
Yeah,
God,
5, 10, 15, 20 to get to
that's-
Kraz, and then 5 feet in the air.
I don't think I can. Really do
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
No.
Kraz, you're up. What are you doing?
Running here and just looking over my shoulder. There's nothing immediately obvious down here, is there?
No, nothing that you can see.
Okay, cool. Then I will engage and take a swing at the injured person.
Okay, go for it. That definitely hits, and that is enough. As
Mate.
you just all of a sudden this guy goes, "Oi, you stop!" You see Peter come down. You hear this sort of like reverberating noise in vague area of them. He's clutching his head. You turn around, check your 6, run up, and just hack him in half with your axe.
Then I will just go here and grimace at the other one.
Fair enough. The other one,
That's-
seeing you cut down his mate, doesn't see many options, so he's going to try and hit you with his club.
Misses.
So he goes, "Ah!" and you just parry it, just straight off, poof, as it comes in towards you. He's like, ah! As he tries to like kind of scare you, but you know it's not very frightening when you've just cut his mate in half. Frankie, you're up. What are you doing? You can just hear this. You hear this. You see Peter run, leap, jump, dive, say some weird things, move his hands a bit strangely, and you hear somebody scream in pain. You then watch Kraz's hands disappear from the ledge, turn around, and you see this awful like slicing meat sound, and then two of them scream at each other.
I'm gonna lurch forward to the doorway drop. Can I see Kraz and the guy from here?
Not
like it.
clearly, I'd say, because I think I said that for Peter before. So
Yeah, it does go through the wall.
So I'd have to come down first.
yeah.
Does that take an action to get down, or?
No, it'd be a dexterity check, an acrobatics check to see how well you get down, and it would be at disadvantage.
There's no way this can go wrong.
Use disadvantage as well because nobody's
I'm no
helping
longer
you.
helping.
Yeah.
Oh, is it athletics or?
Yeah,
Acrobatics.
acrobatics.
Ho ho.
Why is my control not? Okay, there we go.
Oh, nice! So you just run up, and as you slip, you just turn it into a forward sort of backflip pirouette, and just poof, land, and you're just about to strum your like lyre guitar, and you're like, wait, no shit, things to do.
No, I absolutely am gonna do that. As I'm falling, my guitar like on the strap swings round, lands in my hand, and as I like land on the floor like a kneeling superhero stance, I'm just gonna play a sweet little lullaby and attempt to send this guy to sleep.
Okay.
So
Needs to
here
make
we
a
go.
con. No, he just
That's
does
the
it.
wrong button. Completely ignore that.
Yeah, so that shield. Yep. Whoa, fucking hell. Do you want to just roll the? Because it's just the hit points. There's no save against it.
Yeah. So
5d8.
I roll this.
He is asleep.
Wonderful.
Well, hang on. By how much?
Yep, you're also asleep.
I am asleep.
Oh no, I would have aimed it in a way that it would only have affected.
So you have to choose a point, and it's a 20-foot radius.
Is this like radius?
It's a
Oh.
20-foot
Oh
radius.
yeah, in which case there's no chance. Yeah, Sosmate is sleeping.
Yeah.
Even if you put it right in this back corner here,
Yeah,
it's still
still-
hitting him. Yep. So yeah, in fact,
Wait, so
No,
does he have 11
just-
health?
does he have 11 health?
11 or less?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Just making sure.
Yep.
Does
So
that
you just
mean-
watch as Frankie leaps down, Pyramid just goes, "Sleep, motherfucker!" And all of a sudden you just watch as both of them just drop down, like, asleep, and Ray's like, "Oh!" The other son, unless you got anything else you want to do, Frankie?
Seeing the beginning of a yawn in Cruz's eyes, I'm just gonna go, "Oh shit, not again!" And I'm gonna slowly walk forward, ready to like attempt to catch him if he falls to the ground. But yeah, that'd be it. I'm just preparing to look after my sleepy compadre.
Okay. Alright. Yalisandra, you're up. What are you doing? You've just watched Kraz, like, carve one of them in half, and Peter, like, ring his ears, and then they both shout at each other, and now they're both going slowly to
Oh,
sleepy
no,
bush.
Hi, boy. Okay,
I should-
I'm gonna move a little bit closer.
I should have mentioned.
yeah.
Can I retroactively say that I would have probably told the guys that I'm sleeping him on purpose and maybe don't kill him. Maybe
Nope,
you know,
nope. You didn't say it, so you didn't
Do-
say it.
Do what you wish to the body.
I have to pretend I do not know that information.
As if you would, as if you saw them fall asleep.
So just imagine you just watch them, you just watch both Kraz and this assailant just fall asleep.
Dying boy. Okay, I've already moved slightly closer.
Yep.
I'm going to draw out my short bow from my canary feather-clad
Right, so
crowbar.
hang on 1 second. This is a bit of like metagaming, but you need to know this. A ranged attack at someone who is prone, which they would be as they're asleep, is at
Yes.
disadvantage. An attack against somebody who is prone with a melee weapon is with advantage.
How comes?
Because
so
it-
they're on the floor, it's harder to hit from range, but it's easier to hit if you're right next to them, because obviously they're lying down.
Okay. In that case, I will move here.
That's not a homebrew rule, by the way. That is
Yeah,
actually
that
D
is.
and D. Yeah.
And I will get out my scimitar for a smash 'em, crash 'em.
Smash and crash them.
So do I get advantage on that?
Yep. And actually, if it
Is
hits,
there
it's
like
an
an
instant
advantage
crit.
button? Or
Yep.
is it
Hold
just
down shift, I
Shift.
think.
Ignore that.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
That does not hit. Even.
Maybe not yet, baby.
So unfortunately, as you go to right, hang on, I have a really bad feeling. That's okay. It was a 2 and a 4. So as you go to they're falling apart, they're asleep. You know, imagining they're on a ship or something, and just the slight gentle rocking sensation kind of throws you off a bit as you go to like stab at them, and you're not quite able to make it connect. So that's your action.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to do? You got bonus action. You got movement.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just disappointed in my lack of goodness.
Okay, Peter, you're up.
Um,
You've seen them both fall
would-
asleep. You've seen Yalisandra go for an
be-
attack.
is it an would you class it as an action if I tried to wake Kraz up?
It literally says it's an action.
Yeah.
Oh, does it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very long piece of text.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I try and viciously shake him up back,
Sure.
back awake?
Sure. So you just literally just like, get up for up, you stupid man! Like as you're trying to, you know, like wake him up.
I don't
So-
think Peter would swear, but okay.
I didn't swear. I said you stupid man.
I'm sure you said wake the fuck up.
That's not swearing.
Ow!
I thought I said
He'd
just
be
wake
like,
up, but
"Wake
anyway.
up, dear friend."
Excuse me, good fellow, if you wouldn't mind awfully. Now's not quite the time.
We're kind of in the middle of a fight, you know?
Right, so you have used your action to wake up Kraz. He is, however,
Yeah.
prone on the floor, but he is at least awake.
Will, will Kraz be able to do anything on his next turn?
He will, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good, because I think that's all I'm really gonna do right now.
Perfect.
Okay,
Tick
Kraz,
as I'm
you're
out
up.
of spell slots.
Kraz, you're up. What are you doing?
My movement to stand up. I
Okay.
will pull the rope that I have, my hempen rope out, and I will, looking at the unconscious man. Not Kraz would never just slay an unconscious man who we don't know. He will begin to tie him up with the rope.
Okay, can you give me a sleight of hand check with advantage? Nice. You're
Big
you're
number.
you're
Jesus.
pretty confident and you're able to tie them up. And
All that boat work has made your knotting fucking amazing, Kraz.
Yeah.
we will now say that for the meantime, at least, combat is over. He is restrained. I'll just burn that over him. There we go. And asleep.
What condition was the other body left in?
In half.
In half.
Dead.
Yeah.
Really dead.
Super
Okay.
dead. That is not.
Why are you doing a con save?
I was gonna
Oh
say,
right, because like the graphic content. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay, no,
Um, So Frankie's not saying anything, but if anyone's paying attention, he looks very pale, very withdrawn, very uneasy about the situation. Stabbing rats was one thing, but seeing a man chopped in half and the eagerness of people to do it again has somewhat spooked Frankie, and he just takes a step back to lean on the way that we came in and just like recompose himself.
First time seeing death.
In this manner,
Yeah.
I was there when my grandfather passed. He was in one piece, at least physically. this is new to me, I guess you'd say.
It's a lot more unpleasant ways to go.
This game's getting deep.
I mean, he's just a farmer.
I'm just a local musician who wants to play some fish gigs. Suddenly, a guy chopped in half.
Alessandra tries to break the ice by producing a dead rat from her pocket and showing it to Peter. Look, can you taxidermy this for us later?
Yeah, it's in pretty good condition.
It's
Yeah,
got
we-
one eye missing, but it's cute.
Go on then.
I
shall
Put it in
call
your
him
bag and I'll
Twinkie.
deal with it later.
I'll just begin like moving the body parts behind here for Frankie's sake. I presume these are barrels.
Those,
we-
yeah, those are barrels. In fact, those are ales. And from the couple of minutes that it takes you to kind of do this up, you're able to notice that this is definitely where they're being stored. But you can also see, like in this back room, that there was more, and they've now been moved on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, well, should we have a chat with our alive one?
Or we could take him back to the inn before waking him up. Maybe I think, given the noise we just made, maybe we should get out of here pretty swiftly. I mean,
also,
I
if we
wanna
drag him back,
think
that's
more.
proof.
Yeah, if we take
Yeah.
the ale and this guy back now, get the barkeep caught up to what we've done, and then we can tentatively come back down if you guys wish.
Can I attempt to like tie one of these barrels onto my back with more of my rope? Like harness it
Sure,
up,
you
like,
can definitely
yeah.
try. I would say, again, give me a sleight of hand check, but a straight run this time.
Not terrible.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to tie. Like, as your fisherman's background definitely does help you in this, with knowing the right sort of knots and ways to do it. But it does take you a good sort of like hour to eventually get a sort of rope harness for one of the barrels.
I mean, I doubt I would have stuck doing it for an hour, so
Okay.
I would have said like after like me realizing it's not going to take me just like a few minutes, I'll just pick one up and say, "Can the rest of you manage him then?"
Leave it with us.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll leave the other three here and we'll get them later.
Cool.
I'm presuming these are like proper like kegs, right?
Yeah, they've got like a,
Okay.
you know, you're talking like hundreds of liters. These are not,
Yeah.
these are not easy to move.
Yeah.
They're-
Just making sure.
Yeah, like
And they're all still full, aren't they?
yes, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. In that case, I'll start by putting one on here and then climbing up and helping everyone else get up.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Kraz, if you just help us get them over the lid, then we could roll the rest, right? Are they rollable?
I mean, they've been dragged through here, so maybe.
Yeah, but these guys are clearly idiots, right?
True.
So,
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh,
Go on, Frankie.
Or
Try
with-
to better than me.
Frankie,
This would be an intelligence, yeah.
minus 20.
Still better than
You're
me.
pretty confident that there's no issue with like, you know, moving these barrels around.
excellent.
I'm still going to be carrying mine.
Well, if you carry the dude and we all roll a barrel each, then
I mean, we're still missing one barrel.
heck,
Intelligence check failed.
Can I reasonably carry one of these kegs and drag the body?
No,
Okay.
no. These are big barrels of ale.
We don't
Also,
need
you
three
guys are all
barrels.
forgetting that there's like a 5-foot lip for you, like, you know, drop
Yeah,
for you
that's
to
what I'm saying.
overcome with the barrels.
go
Yeah.
on, Kraz. You take a barrel.
Yeah,
we
I'm only
take the
5
guy.
foot
It's
tall.
going to be 2 trips anyway.
I
We
was
might as well
gonna
make it
say.
2 easy trips rather than 1 hard trip.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I will take a barrel. I will rest it on the lip because I can presume I can just rest it up there and then
Give
climb
me
up.
a strength check.
Cool. I have some of that.
You do, and with great ease, you just watch as the rest of you are like, "Arrgh! Cool, these barrels are really. And as you look over, Kraz just goes, "Huh, hmm, and is just up on like something from World's Strongest Man when they're just like bench pressing
Yeah, the
300k, and you're
Yeah,
like, yep,
the
cool.
tire flip.
Atlas stones. That's the thing I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Just like whoop,
that's one.
bam. You're like, sure.
Then I will
So-
climb up, push it a bit away, and help the rest up.
Okay, so you help the others with their barrels, getting them up to the top as well.
I would
No, I
presume
think
we're taking one barrel and the person back because we wouldn't be able
Okay.
to manage 4 barrels and the
Yeah.
person.
Okay, cool. Okay then. So you
Cool.
guys make your way back to the bar. You know
Mm.
the route. I'm not gonna roleplay you guys. Like going all
Do
the way
you
back
remember
there.
to turn right twice?
Exactly. It's like I'm not gonna make you guys go through that. So you guys arrive back at the bar. And as you appear down, coming up from the cellar, he just goes, "Are you back?"
Yeah, here's
Yes.
one of the kegs. There are more down there, but they're quite a lot to take. We have one of the people who might have been stealing them. But I don't know who had them.
You had him.
Sorry,
Oh,
no,
yeah, the three of us had him. Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
there you go.
Bastards! Alright, I'll deal with them, don't you worry.
Well,
Sorry. Obviously, I'm not really from here. I'm just here for the festival. Is there what's the law and order system like? Do we need to report this individual? What's the protocol here?
So, I mean, are you asking that as in a law question, or as in like an actual, like you're asking him question?
I'm asking him who do we contact regarding criminals and illegal
Look,
activities?
I'll deal with that, don't you worry about any of that, alright? And you see him just grab him by the scuff of the neck, walks him out towards the front door.
so before we handed him over, we would have obviously stripped him of weapons.
Okay, so you
Just
patting him,
because-
pat him down, searching?
Yeah, pat him down, make sure he's not hiding a dagger that he's going to stab the barkeep with and run.
Okay, can you give me an investigation check, please?
Is anyone helping?
Nope.
Cool.
I'm helping you.
Thanks. I will. Yep, I'll take the first one.
Okay, so we managed to put him down. You do find like a small short sword, but it's sorry, dagger would be more appropriate. You find a dagger. You do find on him though about like 10 gold pieces.
Oh. I will take those for now.
Okay, so you find that and his club, but I imagine you probably left that back down where he was.
Yeah,
when
that'll
he fell
be
asleep.
down where it was.
So that's
We can
fine.
always grab that as we go. Right, so I'm adding
So
a dagger.
as you do that, he kind of manhandles the guy out the door, and you literally just hear, "Oi! Shalinas! Come over here!" And like walks over and he goes, "This is one of the bastards who've been nicking the ales." He's like, "Alright, calm down, don't worry, we'll deal with this." And he like takes him and goes, "Come here, you!" And you just hear him like being moved off.
Can we like run out and see where he's gone? And like is there a
As
barkeep
you
walking away?
guys go to like move out, he just kind of like puts his arms around you, brings you back in. He goes, "Well, thank you for that. Well, true to my word," and he counts out a 10 gold coins for you guys. He goes, "There you go. Did you say there was more down there?"
There were 3 barrels, but it looked like more had been dragged away.
"Well, you did your best. Yeah, sit down at your table. I'll bring you something over."
I mean, does this solve
we
your issue?
Are we not getting the barrels for you? I mean, I don't want to have more work to do for no extra pay, but we're not 100%. There's no more criminals, bad people, assailants.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best, that we go down and bring the barrels back before we, put the feet up for the night.
"Oh, that's mighty generous
Yeah.
of you. All right, well, tell you what, for every barrel you bring up, I'll give you a round on the house. How about that?"
Sounds like a wonderful deal.
Well, I don't know about you, chaps. I've not got anywhere settled for tonight's stay. I mean, I wouldn't mind drinking less and getting free.
Dan, don't worry about it. You want a room? What? 2 rooms? You sharing?
Sheepishly look at
Settled. 2 rooms. All right. And he just kind of like hurries you down the, just kind of like that, kind of like just hurrying, like maitre d' style, pushing you down the steps.
Yeah,
Short enough time. It takes you guys probably best part of an hour to go there, return each keg carefully. You see him kind of lay them back out in the cellars, and he's like, "Well, thank you for that. Obviously, I can't use them for a day or two, but thank you nonetheless."
You're more than welcome. It's a fairly straightforward job.
You might want to get this hole fixed, though.
Yeah.
Well, do I get it fixed or do I expand? That's the real question. But that's for me to worry about. Don't you worry.
I don't think a turf war is worth a bit of extra cellar space, but I'm not going to tell you how to run your business, mate. You go ahead.
Anyway, so I'll bring over the drinks and I'll bring over some food as well, alright?
Yep.
Huh?
Thank you very much.
Thank
Let's
you.
go find a table.
And then I'll just go over here and say, well, I patted down that the one that we captured. I was just making sure he didn't have any weapons. He also had 10 gold, so why don't we just split it 5 each?
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Sure. Thanks for your honesty, Kraz. That's very kind of you.
Well, you know, we all did part of the work. You put him to sleep, and me, but you know, worked out.
We stamped some rats.
Exactly. And for someone who doesn't know how to fight, it certainly can take down rats and de-escalate situations.
Yeah. Throughout the whole conversation, Frankie seems quite distant, quite shooken by like the banter with the barman was one thing, but when he's not having to fake, you know, a personage, he's quite inside himself, I guess.
Kraz is a bit embarrassed by the whole ordeal and is just keeping distant from Frankie so as not to remind him too much of the situation. How's your foot doing?
Yep. I'm just tucking in on some complimentary bread.
So, like, after you guys have kind of like settled, you've had a bit of a chat. You hear a couple of minutes later, you just hear, "Right, there you go. Here's some of the good stuff. None of that shit he brought you earlier on." And he pops down two bottles of wine. Peter or Kraz, give me a wisdom check.
A wisdom check. I'm wise as fuck, boy. Makes great decisions, just doesn't figure stuff out.
So, Kraz, you know this is like genuinely good wine. Like, this isn't like necessarily like the toppest of top shelf, but this is probably as good as this guy has, but in his cellar.
Sort of smiles to himself and just takes in the knowledge. Just encourages the rest to try.
Sir, before you leave, if you're not too busy, why don't you join us? You know, you
got a bar to run. Thank you anyway, but food will be over in a minute.
Okay, well, thanks again for your hospitality.
Yeah, no worries. And he like trundles off, and a couple of minutes later, you see this young half-elf woman kind of come out, and she brings over these platters of meat with a small selection of veg. Looking at Yolosandra, probably feeling that she's maybe not too much of a meat eater, rightly or wrongly. And there's, you know, meat, some bread, some vegetables. It's by no means a feast or a particularly expensive dinner, but is nonetheless a well put together meal.
Kraz will pull out a small wooden statuette and say a quick prayer before delving in.
Cool.
What you got there, Cross?
It's just a symbol that helps me stay in touch with what matters. And I'll display it, and it's a little sort of statue of the sort of top half of a person with their arms sort of like held out with palms facing upwards. It's
That's-
simple, but it's just simple about empanada. I'm not as well known as some others, but a deity of hospitality and giving.
No, that's beautiful. I mean, not in the aesthetic sense, but it's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful thought. That's very, very reflective of you.
What gets you through, eh?
Yeah, it's the little things.
Yelisandre grabs the dead rat from her pocket and strokes his silky little forehead and whispers, "Don't worry, my squeaky friend. Peter will help you return to the good place." And smiles at Peter.
Peter just sort of goes,
Do we all notice this?
Are you being sneaky at all, Alessandra? Are you doing this stealthily?
Not too stealthily because I don't have that much self-awareness.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check at disadvantage.
It's my favourite statement ever. We're not being too subtle. They're not that self-aware.
That's so cute.
Yeah, you
Nice.
guys definitely see this.
Peter will just shoot a little look at Yelly and be like, "Yelly, just put it back in your bag."
Put your rat away.
Not at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Just give a concerned glance towards Peter. Just
With
like
I'm just gonna, with like a shocked look in my eyes, just maintain eye contact with Kraz, and then just reach out and grab a little bit of vegetable and put it in my mouth. Traumatized by what's happening at the moment.
Sorry, I'm amateur taxidermist, and Yelly here helps me. She brings creatures to me that are in need of some help, as this fine creature is here.
That's
No.
very thoughtful.
And he
not
always
less
takes
creepy.
them to the lovely place of the afterlife.
I
Don't
do.
you, Peter?
I do.
Feel like this one's already reached that place.
And okay, the shock in Frankie's eyes kind of gets subdued because it is a very beautiful notion. When explained, but initially that's horrifying.
Yeah, that was very much. I have a collection of dead things.
Look, Peter, another one for our cabinet.
Literally.
Exactly how it came off.
Okay, so as you guys tuck into your dinner, we will go ahead and take a break right there. So we'll be
Quality.
back at. Give me a second.
Grab a drink and recompose myself.
Yeah, reflect on what just transpired.
So we'll come back at 25 past, okay?
Yeah,
Cool.
perfect.
See you at 25 past.
Christ.
Why not?
So, you guys are back at the bar now. What are you going to do? You've had a lovely meal presented to you. You've been tucking into it, and you've also had some drinks provided as well. Very nice drinks, I might add.
Yeah, just tuck it in. What sort of time of day is it? Looking outside.
I'd say you guys were here sort of like early morning, like early afternoon, sort of like 11, 12ish. You'd come in for a drink or something to eat, I would presume. And your adventures down in the in the incredibly large cellar took you an hour or so, fighting off the rats, fighting with the thieves, bringing them back up, having it. You're probably mid afternoon, maybe a bit later with your catch ups and your talking.
Well, don't know about you lot, but once we're finished here, fancy going and having a look around the festival?
What kind of festivities are going
Some
on?
fish.
Well, find out.
Nice fish.
It's
Party.
Fishy festivities.
So you guys obviously would all know this. It is very much a case of like a Thanksgiving festival, in the sense of like you're not going to have like necessarily massive
Party games.
like there'd be like a very small parade even for like a big town slash city that Fort Tuckeye is. Like, even though that's the sort of like scale there, it's really hard to explain. It's probably the closest we'd come to for like the UK would be something like an Easter celebration.
Okay.
Right, there's going to be discounts in stores, and people are just in a good mood, and there'll be the occasional festivities. There are people who take it more seriously than others, but it's renowned for like having a real party atmosphere here. And the big main square has like lots of sort of like coconut style stalls, the sort of like market games and things.
Right.
I do like a coconut.
So, love to go try my hand at some of those games. It's always a blast.
Should we go and play some games?
I think we
Buy
should
some
play some
fish.
games.
Frankie,
Just some fish.
you up for it? Oh,
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Just you guys do what you need to do.
nothing you want to do?
Frankie,
Mm.
we're a group here.
Um, uh,
There might be some punters outside, you never know. That's where all the people are.
Make some sweet, sweet money.
no, not tonight. I don't think. I'm not in a performing mood.
It's fair enough.
It's not a one-day festival, I will just say that. It is, like it's over a couple of days. So
So maybe the next day then.
Yeah, we can go and have a mooch around, see what wares are for sale, any little games and stalls you want to visit. But don't worry about me. I'm just happy to have some company.
Right, well,
So let's go mooching.
let's go. Frankie, do you write your own music?
I wouldn't necessarily call it music. I have thoughts and I try and make noises, but words I struggle with. I'll be honest with you. But
Okay.
I find playing the strings helps me reconnect with the good memories from home, if that makes sense. I've got so much that I didn't hate it. I was just so apathetic for my upbringing. I just felt trapped in a world that wasn't for me. But the creativity that my mum shared with me before, and this is drunk Frankie, by the way. That tasty
Yeah.
wine has gone down
I
way
was
too
gonna
fast.
say, that was wildly, wildly
Oversharing
not
to
Frankie.
shit for how like recluse he's been. Yeah, before my mum developed arthritis, we were so creative and we were so happy, and I felt so free to explore it and to express. But since she fell ill, there was none of that. It was just work and farm, and I was trapped. I'm not like my brother. I can never be like him. And until my granddad died, I had him, and now he's
I'm
gone.
just gonna go over to Frankie and sort of pull him into a hug. Just sort of like half like hush up, half.
He just keeps talking into like your muffled like chest area, and he's just like ranting on and on and on.
Why don't we give today a miss? we'll go do the festivities tomorrow. I'll take Frankie up to his room so he can sleep some of this off.
No sleep. Stalls. I want to shop. And he's just waving around like one silver piece. He's like, I want to shop. I'm gonna buy something.
Right. You do have 5 gold from that. The thing, don't forget to add it.
Yeah, I've added it.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's go see what's about then.
Go win some coconuts.
Okay, so as you guys kind of manage to make your way out into the main streets of the city, you know that the Fort Guy was on, as I said, like it was a border town. It was along the bay, along Boundary Bay, and as you come out, you're very much reminded of this from crowing gulls and the instant scent of, like, you know, you wouldn't quite call it sea air, especially you, not Kras, like having, like, actually on very rare occasion been out to the open sea, but you definitely do just get that smack of, like, you're by a large body of water.
Mhm.
The moisture in the air, that sort of like dampness just in and around you, the humidity.
Lovely atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right. What do we see? What sort of stalls and stores are there?
All sorts. Like as you're coming down the street, you know, guy's quite. You know, it was built as a fort that has then been built out into a city to support the fort. So you do hear the occasional, you do see the occasional sort of like fortifications and like big walls that kind of catch you off guard if you're not used to the area. But as by main part, it's narrow streets with then big, wide, open places for movement of troops and materials and things of that such. Really depends on what you're looking for. What sort of thing are you looking for? It's a bustling street, as you can hear.
Kras will just be looking for like any sort of like places that are
Fish.
selling. Well, yeah, fish, but like little sort of like thing, just sort of like little like groceries, effectively.
Fish
He's looking to be able to like gather some sort of not rations, but means to make some food.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Thank you.
So as you manage to make your way through the streets and things, you do kind of like catch the eye of a couple of people, and you know you kind of like don't necessarily change your posture, but you kind of like straighten your back a bit more, and you do notice a couple of shops, and you do find the Ploughed Seas.
The Ploughed Seas.
Yeah.
Got you. I'll take it. Go in and start taking a look around.
So as you go in, you have that classic sort of like ding ding as you're going in. The noise from outside somewhat abates, and you just hear, "I'll be with you in a minute. Hang on!" And you see this bang and like crash wallop in the background again. Fuck's sake! 1 second! and then just like, and all of a sudden this like small gnomish lady comes out. She's like, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm just looking up to gather some supplies for a nice fish pie. Just wondering if you had any fresh fish.
Okay, we got loads of fresh fish.
Just, what's your recommendation?
Well, it depends.
What's
I
fish
mean-
of the day?
Fish of the day is hook claw, but to be honest with you, love, I'd probably go with something else. For a pie, it's a bit pricey.
And any recommendations? I'm still learning, but eager.
Yeah, give me 1 second, love. And you just see it like go disappears beneath the counter. And you can hear it like pulling out these drawers that you can hear sound like they're filled with ice. It's like, and she's like, no, thank you. Oh, no. It's fish pot. Yeah, that one. And like you just see there's this as this massive fish is just put onto the onto the counter. She goes, that would do a nice fish pie.
Perfect. How much is it?
For that, it's about 7 copper.
I'll give her a silver.
Oh, thank you, darling. Puts
Very
it
much.
in a tray.
Okay, I will collect it and thank her for the business and carry it out.
Now, don't forget, you got to boil it for at least half an hour before you chop it up. Got to get all the toxins out, dear.
Yep, will do. Thank you.
Nice.
Is this specifically a fish shop or just a general food store?
Oh, we sell everything here.
Do you have any? I like tea. You know,
Tea? Oh, we
yeah,
got tea everywhere. What type of tea? Do you want
Oh.
relaxing tea? Invigorating tea? What type do you want?
Not gonna notice what invigorating means. Well, relaxing's always nice, but I mean anything that tastes floral, you know, like a nice like botanical kind of flavor.
Oh, botanical. Right, okay, I can do your botanical. That's fine.
It's all the same pot of tea, isn't it? She just scoops it out and writes botanical.
So you see, like she kind of goes to almost through to the back, but just before it, what you thought was a wall actually appears to be some sort of like chest of drawers, for want of a better word. And she goes, "How much do you want?"
How honest? Be honest with me. How nice is it?
Oh, it's all right. It's tea.
God, sod it. Enough for like 10 pots worth of tea.
All right, yeah. Like you see her take out like one of those sort of like, you know, this almost sweet shovels, you know, that you see like all those posh ones when, you know, they'll put like lavender in or something. She grabs a big chunk of that, sticks it into some Hessian sack for you. It's a reasonable sack. It's probably like 1/4 of a kilo of like tea. And she's like, okay, sort it all out. Pops it on, I guess. Right, dear. Anything else?
Do you have any biscuits you'd recommend for the tea?
I mean, what type of biscuits you after?
Or
Go.
to tell you what, I want to explore a bit more. Could you just recommend a bakery nearby for me?
Yeah. Try to think. Biscuits.
Trying to think biscuits.
Well,
Quote of the session.
I mean, well, he's a bit of a prick, though. Nah. Alright, what you want to do, okay? You want to look for the Smoker Bakery.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
They do a lovely selection of biscuits. Pastries are more their thing, but the biscuits are nice.
Just get your name. That surprised me.
My name?
Yes, my name's Kraz. What's yours?
Oh, I'm taken, darling, but I'm Istigella.
It's the killer.
Istigella. It's got a G in it, love, with a G. A Gella.
It's the killer. Perfect. Lovely to meet you.
Well, together. It's been wonderful. Thank you very much for your words. How much do I owe you for the tea?
Oh, sorry, 1 second. I've just spelled that wrong. That first A, take that out, that's an I. Sorry. Yeah, so it's Istigella. Yeah,
Got you.
there we go. For the tea, dear? Oh, well, I mean, just call it La Silva, yeah?
That's so kind of you. Thank you very much. And I hand over the silver.
Anything for you two lovelies?
Yelly, is there anything you particularly like? Or should we go look at the games?
I think I'm gonna go look at the game.
No, thank you. We're at. Could you point us into the direction of where the games are at, please?
Oh, what type of games are you after?
Yelly, what do you want?
Coconut.
Coconuts, please.
Coconuts, please.
What the fuck's a coconut?
The game
Those
with the
little-
coconuts.
What? Is she alright?
You know those little furry, brittle furry things with milk inside them.
Hey.
Do you mean goats?
No. If you chop them in half and get rid of the milk and clap them together, you can literally make them sound like a horse. Those things.
Is she feeling alright? Cause like she seems to have like keeled over there.
Yelly, why don't we just go look for the coconuts ourselves?
Yeah, let's go look for some games.
It's okay, madam. Thank you very much for your help. We'll
Alright
be
dear, take care.
up. Bloody hell.
Bye.
Thanks again, Istagella. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Bye.
Dave, you know what you've done? You've created Pumat.
Yep.
You fucked yourself. Oh my god. That's my
Currently
new favourite
using my
NPC.
unused spellbook cards to fan my face.
Oh my god.
These
Better
have
make,
come in
better
handy
make
for
a
them.
mental note of that accent because we're definitely revisiting that spell.
It's our new Pumat. We're
Yeah,
doing
that's
it for
my
everything.
new favourite shop ever.
We're gonna convince her to open up a shop that sells like magic items and just keep coming back.
Can we just invite her on the quest that we haven't gone on yet?
The quest for rats.
Yes.
Oh, Christ! What was the name of the fish that I got, Dave? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
You didn't actually ask.
Wow,
Oh no, don't go back.
that's right. No, I'm not going back. No, big fish.
You're a fisherman, Andy. You've been on enough fishing vessels to know that this one's called a bloater.
A bloater.
Yeah, so they have to be, as you said, they have to be cooked in order for that. It basically, imagine like if a pufferfish and a cod had kind of had a baby. That's the reason why they're called bloaters, because they can expand massively, but you need to
Cool.
boil the toxins out of them before you can serve it as food.
Oh god.
Quality.
Is my tea labelled or is it just generic, relaxing floral tea?
It's literally like whatever she could basically cobble together to make you what you wanted.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
So yeah.
So,
Delicious.
to find some games.
Let's go find some games.
Just a quick note, but while we're out and about, I wouldn't be actively looking, but if I saw something that resembled either like a makeup stand or anything with peacock feathers, I'd be instantly drawn towards that. But I'm not making an active like search for it. I'm just
That's
kind of
fine.
following.
I mean, let's have a look at what's your passive perception. 12. Okay. I mean, people are definitely done up. Some of them are like making an effort for the festival. So you can, yeah, you can gather that there are definitely those shops about. This isn't like so much. This isn't low enough. Wrong word. This is a high enough city in its standing to have those sort of like more frivolous shops.
Nice. It'll be a mental note to go look for them another day. But right now, it's apparently chop goats in half time. So
Games o'clock.
Chop goats in half and then slam them together to make a horse.
Yeah, like you guys keep on forgetting this is a different world. You don't necessarily have like coconuts and shit. You're like coconut, and this woman's like, "What the fuck's a coconut?"
They don't have coconuts?
It's a port town. Most of them probably don't leave.
Yeah,
Oh.
unless you tie them to a African/European swallow, then
yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and then it depends on is there two of them or is it a European swallow? With the average flight speed with the I actually have a T-shirt with that all mathematically worked out on it.
Oh really?
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What, the equation of a coconut?
You're obviously not a fan of Monty Python.
That sounded so judgy.
That really did. How dare you not like this?
I just don't get it. People who can be in there like 20s, let alone, you know, God
That's
knows
your
what
homework
other
for
age.
next session is go watch.
I'm in my 90s. Don't worry, I watch it on Plex.
Yep, I've got The Holy Grail, and I think I've also got Life of Brian, which are the two best ones. The sketch
Yeah,
shows were brilliant, but they're
I
really
should
good.
educate myself,
I
my friend.
prefer the meaning of life to Brian personally, but I think it's just more my humour style.
Don't worry, peeps.
Omne
in 2 to 3
Patre
sessions, Yellow
Dicere.
Sandro will be busting out the
Oh,
Monty Python quotes.
bring out your dead. I'm not dead. He is.
Oh,
No, he's not.
He says he's not dead.
Oh,
It will be
so good.
soon. I'm
I'm
getting
ill.
better.
Oh, so good. Right. So, who's helming this search for weird furry things that have milk inside them?
Us two, me and Yelly.
I think
Okay.
Peter's taking the lead because he's pulling Yelly along because she's so excited to see some games, and he's like, "I'm gonna find her something just to."
Okay.
Keep
So
her
with
happy.
Yelisandra helping you, you can make it with advantage. So I need a perception check with advantage.
I believe. Big.
Nice with a 19. Simple enough. You're a relatively easily speaking person, so you're able to ask the right people and navigate your way around. And eventually, you do come across a nice market stall that seems to have all sorts of wonderful things going on, and you know you can see people having fun and games and around the corners and all these sorts of things. I'm gonna move you back onto the world map just so it's not quite as boring. So as you're like going around, you do notice all these sorts of games and setups and things. So what are you're looking for? I'm guessing the equivalent of a coconut shy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach, you notice that there are these like just bags filled with like sand or dirt on top of these thin poles.
That'll do. Yelly, look over there. That's what we want.
What's that?
That's our coconut stuff. Come on.
How
he'll
do you
just drag
play?
her
How
along.
do you play this game?
He's
Let's
just
question
gonna
a fellow
ignore her,
bystander.
grab her, and just come on.
As soon as you get close, you just say, "Hey, you there! You want to go to the ball, yeah?
Yes, please.
Hello.
Alright, it's 1 copper piece to go. You get 3 bags."
He'll look round to the other two. Are you guys joining?
I'll leave this one to you.
What's the prize?
I know, like satisfaction.
Ask him again.
What's the real prize?
Satisfaction. Like, first time, like bragging rights. I mean, whatever you want.
It's just for fun.
Yeah, he gets it.
Fishing souvenir.
Hey,
Cuddly toy
What?
fish.
drunk Frankie pipes up. Hey, Peter,
Yeah?
bet you a silver you can't do it.
Go on then.
Oh.
Okay, so if you're is it just you who's taking part, Peter? Is anyone else taking part?
Just watching.
Okay. In that case, then, Peter, I need you to mark off at least 1 copper, just so you know. So it goes 10 gold, 10 silver, 10 copper. So 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold. Make sense?
Does the stupid currency that no one uses exist in your world?
No Electrum, no one uses it. It's dumb.
Why
Hang
does
on, wait,
it
1
exist?
copper.
1
Yeah.
copper, because that's how much it costs you. So you need, so a piece of gold is 10 silver, okay,
Uh-huh.
and 10 copper is 1 silver, okay.
Also, I presume you probably should have had a bit more money than what we just got for this job. You would have had some to start off with, like 10 gold or so.
Yeah,
I
whatever your
have
starting
5
money
gold
is.
in there, which was, I think, whatever David gave me.
Well, it's your starting equipment, so that's whatever
so
you
then
had.
you,
Yeah.
you would have gotten 5 gold extra from the job we did.
From the... Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys. It's up for you to keep your inventory up to date. If you forget
Yep.
something, you've left it somewhere in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So mark off 1 copper, and he goes. All right, there, sir. Come on. Right. So 3 bags on the stick. There's another bag. Use your bags. Take that bag. Hit the floor. All right. Stand back. And he moves you about like sort of 10 to 15 feet back. He goes. You can say right up, overarm, underarm, however you like. Must be behind the iron though, alright?
Go on, Peter.
Okay. He'll just get.
Okay! And give me a dexterity check, please.
I feel nervous like I'm actually doing this.
Peter.
Oh, so with your first shot, you just and you go wide. You go wide. He's like, oh, all right, go on, second shot. I got it coming. Come on.
Peter. Slightly quieter.
Yeah, and this one you fuzz with like more power to try and get it, but this time it just goes even further back, and he's like, all right, you get it. Like, come on, last shot.
He just flashes a look at Yelly like, I'm sorry.
A bit more quieter. Peter.
Thanks, guys. That's really helping. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. I'm ready.
Hey! So you absolutely, without even touching the pole, just take off the bag. He's like, fucking hell! Hey! Hey! Everyone get a round of applause! Hey! And like some standbys are like, oh, that was good. That was quite good. You know, he's like, hey!
Third time lucky.
Yeah, just
Hey.
warm-up shots.
What's your name, sir?
Peter Van Stokis.
Peter! Everyone, Peter! Hey!
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then immediately he just turns to like the rest of the crowd and goes, so who thinks they could best Peter then? And like immediately he's trying to sell like the next like go at the at the bag shy. Whatever you want to
The
call it.
bag
Yeah.
He just shoots a look at Yelly. He's like, you got me into this.
Cool, I'll have a go.
Okay, can you mark off? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what do I mark off? 1 times copper.
Yeah, so it doesn't D&D Beyond crap like this. It doesn't automatically do it for you. So
It just said, I'd say adjust currency, so I can take 1 off of that one.
Take off
And then
basically
do remove.
take off 1 gold and then give yourself 9 silver and 9 copper.
yeah.
Okay.
If-
And then what do I roll for that?
So you roll a dexterity. So just click on your dexterity modifier. Alright, so we got a challenger, I see then! Right, behind the line, as your mate did, and first shot, just like Peter's, goes a bit low and a bit further. And he's like, oh, alright, come on then, let's see, second shot, here we go, come on!
Go on, Yelly, you can do it.
Yeah, leave.
And then you just like, even more deftly, just, whoosh, pole doesn't quiver, doesn't shake, just straight off, he's like, fuck! Mate! Wow, look at that! Alright, come on! Third shot, let's see, can you get 2? He puts the bag back on the pole, looks back at you, he's like, come on, first shot, what are you gonna do?
Good
Do
shot.
I throw again?
Yep, you got 3 shots. And then the next, this one like completely just hammers into the pole, and he's like, well, still! Peter, and your name, lovely?
Yellisandre.
Peter and Yellisandre, everyone! Right, who thinks they can beat him? Can anyone best them then? And he starts going back round again, trying to sell another 3 shots at the pole.
Not bad throwing arms.
Phil, you said you were going to say something? Sorry.
As Sandra was receiving the bags, I would have slumped over and paid up Peter the 1 silver that I did drunkenly wager.
Okay.
My man. But
So,
then when he's not looking, he'll just put it back into his pocket because he knows he's absolutely pissed.
okay. Peter, can you make me a sleight of hand check, please?
Oh.
Unfortunately, as you're going to do it, he kind of shifts slightly, and Frankie, you do notice him putting the silver back in your pocket.
Could I see if drunk Frankie would feel it but not know what was going on, and maybe thought that Peter just wanted a hug or something?
Give me an insight check, disadvantage because you're drunk.
Okay, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
You are so crystal clear and minded. You're like, wow, really? Oh, okay.
Just love getting paid so much. I was like, ooh, money.
Immediately sobers up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it out, and I'm gonna say to Peter, "This is now our betting money. Neither of us are ever gonna spend this. We're gonna be best friends forever. And whenever we make stupid wages, this, and then I just drop it on the floor."
That sounds like a firm plan, my friend. Peter will just pick it back up, and at this point, he will just pocket it and wait till he sobers up.
Okay. Perfect. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight, as it's just gone 10. So,
I like how half an hour of that was us just playing games.
yeah.
That was good fun.
Hey, if that's what you guys want to do, that's what you guys can
it's really
do.
good, because this is like obviously like the Thursday night game's the only one I play, so it's just nice to do something completely different.
Yeah. Well, welcome to a real life campaign.
Level 1, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than
We're
real
still
life.
happy.
In lockdown, you can't be playing Sandsha.
Exactly. I wish I could go to a fish festival and buy 4.
Isn't it?
So you guys have leveled. You with your role playing and what you would have done. However, as we spoke before, you do level at certain points. However, in order to gain the boons, the abilities, the things you get at that level 2, you need to be, working on it. Now, I will say level 2 is the exception to that rule because it's literally been one session. But just remember, when you're going from level 2 to level 3, if you want to get some new spells, if you want to get a new ability, especially at level 3s where everyone gets their subclasses and stuff like that, you need to be talking about like how you're researching them, how you're training them, all these sorts of things. Okay?
Okay.
Can I kick us off?
You can indeed. By the way, we're all rolling. I was going to say you're rolling for your hit die. Nice! So Tom's got an 11, plus your con mod is what?
4.
4, so
I'm
that's
now- I'm now
15
at
extra
30.
hit.
I'm at 31 HP currently.
Very nice. Okay, so who else wants to roll their hit die?
What do we do? 1 times D12?
No.
Do
So
one-
No, that's only big boy gets that.
I'm so confused.
Yours
What are
is
we
a
rolling?
D8. Do /R and then space 1D8 as one word.
So different classes have different hit die. So because Tom's a big
Mm.
strong boy, he has a
The
bigger
bigger-
hit die, which means a bigger chance of.
Yeah. So yeah.
Unrecognized command.
just put
and roll 20. If you don't want to do it that way, on the top left, the little menu with your cursor and that,
Yeah.
the second one from the bottom, if you hover over it, one of the options just says D8. Just click that. Big.
nice. Okay.
So
So does that
now-
mean my HP goes up by 7?
plus
So-
an extra
so-
4.
We'll talk off chat. We'll talk about how you add that into your
Cool, okay, cool.
your thing. Okay, so that leaves Frankie and Peter.
Go on, Peter. Do the honors.
You are also a D8.
A
Well-
D8.
Yeah.
All 3 of us are.
Yeah.
Oh, roll again. I don't. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But you got 4.
That's not too
Yay.
bad.
To be fair, your con's +2, so that's still going to be
Exactly.
16.
6 extra.
So
Nice.
rolling d8,
/R space 1D8.
Wait.
You wanna type
or just use the d20 symbol in the left-hand side.
Yeah. Why am I not doing that?
And
Lol.
then just click D8.
Oh, 2.
Yay!
If you'd got one lower, I'd have let you re-roll that, but because I re-roll ones because I think that's
Yeah.
Now she's
shit.
up to 12 health.
Yeah.
Poggers.
Points for everyone.
Indeed. Right. Okay. So yeah, as I said, level 2, you guys just get your abilities because it's who you are. But for level 3, you guys need to be thinking about how you're going to be gaining those spells, gaining those abilities, those feats, etc. Okay.
I like how mine would just be, I have learnt how to lose all care when I attack and jump out of the way of things.
That's fair. You know, maybe there's an experience that comes back from a memory and it just, you know, sears into you and you do go into a frenzy. So yeah, okay, well, thank you for those of you who've been watching us. I hope you tune in every week and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll catch you next week.